What's up, everyone? So if you're looking to get an update on the Orlando housing market, what's going on, the craziness with rates increasing, then today we are going to cover that. My name is Cameron Hodge, coming at you with eXp Realty here in Orlando, Florida. And on this channel, I talk about living and making the move to Orlando, Florida. And I drop videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes do lives like this to let you ask your questions on the spot. So today, again, if you've probably seen him before, I have Brian Brady with me. He is the lender on my team and partner in crime when it comes to updating you in the market. And we figured we'd drop in today with rates being so crazy and just start talking about what we're seeing, what's going on, and is a market shift happening. So Brian, why don't you introduce yourself and we can head on in.
Well, I told some of the people are here on this channel because it makes it to YouTube. So one of the people that call in, Cameron calling all the time and get me the YouTube star. So I was pretty impressed with myself with that. So other than that, my day job is I can brokerage in California. I live in the St. Petersburg area. Moved out here this time, came out to Orlando. We know this. I've got a long time in this business, probably more than most folks watching have been alive. So I'm looking forward to some what we'll talk about today, Cameron. And what is going on in Orlando? Anything change in the last couple of months?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously rates have jumped up exponentially. I'm going to mention right now, it looks like your internet connection got a little bad there for a second, so maybe let that come on back in. But yeah, so obviously rates have jumped up immensely since the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, we were substantially lower than we are now. Now rates are probably they're hitting like over 5.7. You know, they're already talking about raising rates again.
No, we're about 5.5.
5.5. Okay. So, it fluctuates every week. Yeah. So, that's about where we're sitting. But at the same time, Florida's still a hot market because you look at places like California and New York, where, especially like the city, where prices are substantially higher on average for homes. So, we're still seeing that influx of some people. Now, obviously, it's not summer yet, so I'm sure we'll probably see that pick up more as school ends and families start to make the move out here come in the summer. But we are seeing less competition in certain areas of Orlando when it comes to buying a home, right? And obviously we have connections around the country too, like we're all seeing it. Some markets that are more country are seeing more of a stall in, competition on homes and things like that. Orlando obviously being a big metropolitan area that people are moving to, we're just seeing less competition, right? So maybe instead of seeing 30 offers, you see 10 or less. And sometimes less if it's like a condo and things like that. Obviously if it's like a 3-bed, 2-bath home, it's still going to be competitive. We still see prices went up a little bit last month in May because, when you look at areas that are the most affordable, obviously that's where a lot of competition is going to be because people want to go to those areas that are cheaper.
Mm-hmm. So, thoughts. FOMO is FOMO. Fear of missing out is the acronym. And I think that all those came out in, I don't know, like March or April. All the, typically what we see, like when the military was transferred, it was a PCS. And it was a verb too, right? You would PCS to a different city. This also homes. And I'm not seeing it happen. It happened 2 months ago. Like everybody rushed, just ran out and out like again. Like rates got a little better than they did, say 2-3 months ago. But people are not funny. And I'll tell you something. We have a buyer down in Bradenton with 2 buyers. They are off the deal, man. The realtors I know in Bradenton are just taking open door to school because they put their things and they keep their deals now because nobody's offering on them. So these iBuyers might be the little thing. So you're working with it's open door or who are some of the other iBuyers out there?
Zillow's out. Obviously, they fail with that. We have a mix of like smaller companies too, especially in Florida. A lot of wholesalers and
Yeah.
medium-sized investors. So it's not just again California and things like that. Those expensive states. iBuyers are like major companies like Open Door. But here in
Hmm.
Florida, like those
Yeah.
companies are here, but you also see a lot more medium
Yeah.
and like small-time wholesalers that come in to do it as well because the prices are lower and more people can get involved in the market. Also, with California being how it is, in like New
So,
York, people are.
yeah.
So, but yeah, so I mean, it's interesting. So you're right. I mean, yeah, I mean, iBuyers are here, but at the same time, people are. I mean, we saw a small increase in homes for sale, right, in most areas, especially Orange County. So we saw homes increase, which for those who don't understand, like increasing homes usually can be eventually when we get back to pre-pandemic levels could mean a neutral market where buyers have more options than they did before. Now I can still tell you a lot of economists still see like a 4 to 6% appreciation by next year in home prices. So a lot of people are waiting for that crash to happen,
Yeah.
but not every recession in this craziness that we're living in leads to decreased home prices. Recessions do not equal a crash in the market. And even when it does, it's, you look at, previous recessions, like I want to tell people right now is that like you look at like 2008, like it didn't drop all the way down to nothing. I mean, yeah, like luxury homes, like really expensive homes, like $1 million, like sure they will lose significant value. But when you look like just like a standard 3-bed, 2-bath home, like they technically might lose 10 to 25%. Like it's not like it's in most of the time it's on the lower end of that spectrum.
I think you're right that prices will go up. But what I'm telling you is there is a recession in the market, and that's why people are listings, and that's starting to happen. Like you get greedy sellers out there. If they're on the market for 40s, take the wood, put offers in, and just start picking these things off because I mean I'm watching Open Door take the wood. It's just buyers getting a break again.
Yeah. I think your internet's really choppy on my end, Brian. I'm not sure if it's the same for the viewers, but you're cutting in and out pretty bad.
Okay. Well, then I'll let you talk.
All right. I'm probably gonna have you drop out and then come back in.
Okay.
All right, so sorry about that, everyone. So obviously we are humans, so that's one thing I want to say right now is obviously technology sometimes just does not work in our favor. So I'll let Brian come back in here shortly, but I want to apologize for maybe if it was choppy on your end before that point. It happens, and that's one thing I want to stress to you guys. A lot of times when you reach out to other people in the area, like you get random assistance and things like that. For this case, like you get me and you get Brian, so much better. I think we're a lot.
Okay.
Fantastic. I don't know what it was. Weird. So apologies to everyone before that, but I think we are back on track. So why don't you give a reach again, since I think it was choppy before, about what you're seeing in the market and things like that.
So I think there's an opportunity in this market for buyers, and I'm excited for them. I think within the subset of the, what both agents and these iBuyers are mispricing their homes. They're getting greedy. So when you on 14 days, and there's not lots of them, right? Like, take those people to the woodshed, absolutely. And I think buyers can pick these things off. Like I said, I'm watching a couple of Bradenton just left right now, and you get a first choice house, but you're not getting that house anyway because you're getting outbid. So don't look at their iBuyer, look at that price their homes. If they're on the market 14 days, I mean, I watched one. The place was 14 or 15. That's crazy. We haven't seen that in like 10 years. So there's hope.
Yeah, there is hope. So for those that are looking to move to the area and maybe are concerned with, is it going to keep getting crazier? Is it crazier? Like Brian's right. Like there is hope. Like for the first time in like definitely several years, like we see some aspects of hope coming back in. And I know a lot of the clients that we've spoke to, like they're really concerned about the increasing rates. And one thing you need to understand is like a lot of economists and forecast the market to still increase in value with home prices. And when you lock in now on a home, right? Like you might pay that higher interest rate. But like when you look like the long-term aspect of like 2 to 5 years, like there's a pretty good chance you're probably going to have a chance to refinance at a lower rate.
At one time, yeah, you can always buy.
Yep. So, and another thing also is like there's a lot of other things changing in the market as well. I mean, I shot a video that'll be out tomorrow, and one of the big things is Governor DeSantis's way in the Florida government for helping people who are lower income or maybe certain jobs are giving like a down payment assistance. So like, there's a lot of things that are out there now to where even if you're looking like, well, look, I can get into a home, but like I don't know if I have the cash when I'm moving here. Well, if you are one of 50 professions, but there is a program out there that could help you, and that's like police, medical, teachers, veterans, and things like that. There is options out there. Now, it's not a perfect solution. You do eventually have to pay the money back, and that video that comes out tomorrow will definitely go into that a lot more. But it's understanding that one great thing about Florida is like there are options. So there's options even in this crazy market to be able to get in for something, and maybe even get that down payment covered. As long as you can qualify for a home, maybe you just want that down payment covered, and you don't have to worry about paying that no interest back until you either sell, refinance, or change title on the home.
Yep.
So. Yeah, that's the thing I want everyone to know is that like there's hope. I think Brian summed it up really well. Is there is hope in the market. There's opportunities now. I mean, especially if you were one of those that were waiting for maybe the school year to end, you had kids in school, things like that. Well, now you are in a position to where this could be the time. This could be the time for you to get in, especially if you're like, you have the ability. The summer's coming up, and one thing I want everyone to know is like, while we talk about making the move to Orlando, keep in mind moving costs are probably just going to you might be also looking at higher moving costs too, especially with increase in fuel. That pretty much means you're going to spend substantially more in moving costs. So realize sometimes like maybe holding off on making that move. It's not just the real estate market that's going to hinder you making that move.
I'm going to where something's not working today.
Yeah, it's all good. I think we got the big gist out. So I just want everyone to know that, overall, it's, there's hope in the market. We're getting an opportunity to where things are opening up. We're seeing a little bit less competition because a lot of buyers do not want to pay the rates. But the biggest thing is understanding that if you're willing to take that small pain in the beginning, you could have a great chance to probably get in the market and be able to get a great opportunity on a home where you normally would be probably going over like 20 offers, where now you might be able to get in and get a chance to get a good deal on a home in current market prices, of course, and be able to refinance that home down the road. Or if you're in a position where you're like, look, I really could use that down payment assistance. Well, now if you're certain professions and stuff like that, now you're in a great spot where you could get some help. And like, there's a lot of options out there. And this could be, the world's crazy. It could be a great time heading towards the end of the year to be able to get into the market and get that home they've always wanted to in Florida. But anyways, so I hope you guys got great insight. Sorry about the choppy video today. It happens. We're human. And I'm probably going to leave this up just because I want you to understand that we are real people on this team and things do happen. We're not trying to put out, while I try and do the best content possible, it happens at certain, there are days where I just can't give you the best of the best because, well, as you can see now, Brian just dropped off here, unfortunately. But that is all good. I hope you guys got great insight today. It really comes down to understanding that rates are going up, things are getting crazy, but at the same time, there is great opportunity in this market. And keep in mind that there's a lot going into it besides increasing rates for the market. So, and if you are at a chance where you're, look, I can barely get into a home, or you're watching this, maybe you're already in Florida and you're like, I want to buy a home. Well, there are a lot of programs out there to help you cover those initial down payment and closing costs to be able to get into a home and try and shelter yourself before this world continues to get crazier as the year plays out. But so helpful. I hope you guys got great value in this video today. I hope you got some good insight about what's going on in the market. You know, things are, hopefully as rates go up, we might see some more homes hit the market, which in turn would start to kind of slow down that price increase that we've been seeing. So I hope you guys got value in this live today, and I look forward to seeing you next week.